lot of people has a wrong impression of Christ. Some people think that Christ was a sissy. Christ was the greatest of all men. He was the example man. Not only was he man, but he was God-man. He was God with us, Emmanuel. He was the humblest of man. But you can be too humble. You can get so humble until the devil will make a puppet out of you. He was humble enough to wash the disciples' feet. He was forgiving enough to pray for those who drove spikes into his hands. But he was man enough to plait ropes and to run the money changers out of the house. Yes, John was man enough to be meek and humble. He was man enough to stand on the banks of Jordan. He didn't need a great synagogue or a place to preach. He was humble. He took the bright blue skies. He was humble enough that he didn't call upon the people that have so much money to pasture their church. He lived off of grasshoppers and wild honey, locusts. In that country they can them. They're great big long grasshoppers. Pickle them, smoke them, every other way. To eat them. That's what he lived on. And his raiment was a piece of sheepskin wrapped around him. Jesus said, what did you go to see? What did you go to see? A person that would give in with the Pharisees, the reed shaking by every wind, go in with the Sadducees when they come in. One day he's this and the other day he's that. Said, you didn't go to see nothing like that. Said, did you go to see somebody dressed fine? No. An intellectual? No. What went you to see? He said, go show John what's happening here. The lame walk. The blind see. The deaf hear. The dead are raised up and the poor has the gospel preached to him. Blessed is he who is not offended in me. Oh my. That was the sign of the Messiah. That was the sign to show him. That's the sign that the true holiness church today, as much as they're falling, still it's a mark of the calling of Jesus Christ. Amen. The men and women who stand for the unadulterated gospel of salvation to the soul, to the poor, to the needy. Not aristocratic bunches dressed so in their churches that a poor man feels out of place, but a humble bunch of people. That's where the gospel's preached. The sick get well. They pray for the sick. God confirms their ministry with signs and wonders. There's the gospel being preached to the poor. Go show John these things. Oh my.